Okay, so the small elephant in the room is the 4-cylinder.
Oh.
And as a 4-cylinder,
Yes.
it sounds pretty good.
Sure. Well, they've done lots of stuff to make it sound good, right?
But no one asked for a 4-cylinder.
No, they did not.
And I know it's electrified and hybridized and all the stuff. And I know that it's inspired by and born from F1 technology. It's trickled down from their F1 program.
Yes, it has.
But no one asked for that. And you know, of all the things you can get from F1, take away my cylinders isn't one of them. It's like saying this is from the space program, but then giving you some, freeze-dried ice cream.
Or or like a tube of broccoli.
Exactly. It's not the bit from the F1 program that anyone was like, yeah, stick that in the C63.
Yeah, this isn't the cool tiles on the outside of the space shuttle for heat dissipation.
No.
This is not that. This is the bit that we didn't want.
And there are those that would say that this has ruined the C63, and you can consider potentially we are in that camp.
We might be some of them.
This is not what a C63 should be.
It's not. And it didn't take long for us to figure this out, did it?
No.
Well, I mean, it certainly helped that you arrived, hopped in the car, and I looked at you and said, this is not the C63 we were looking for.
we wanted to have this sort of redemption story for this car. We wanted to be like, everyone's wrong, because previously we've experienced how good a hybridized engine can be. Admittedly, it was a V6 in the 296 Ferrari, but that was incredible. It barked, it was fast, the car stayed pretty light, but this thing weighs as much as 3 mammoths.
And honestly, the thing that's interesting, and I feel like a lot of people won't agree with me, the 4-cylinder and the sound and the feeling of acceleration when you are flat out in race mode, I don't actually mind. It doesn't end this car for me. What ends this car for me is, well, it's twofold. One, it's the chassis.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that in a second. And two, it's just how friggin' complicated every part of this car is. This is not new stuff in here. We've reviewed this before. But it's so discombobulated, and you add the extra layer of EV, and in livability, it's horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of the benefits that we're used to from an electric motor.
Yeah.
It provides instant torque as you put your foot on the gas, but it doesn't do it for long. It kind of does a jump, almost as if you're in like an Accord hybrid, because even though it is a 200 horsepower electric motor, it's pushing 4,700 pounds, so it's not much. And then there's a gap.
Big gap. Big old gap.
Even in race mode.
Yep.
And then there's turbo lag, and then it kicks in.
Yes.
None of it is inspiring. None of it is satisfying.
None.
You compare that to the twin turbo of the W205 generation, or the previous generation, or the naturally aspirated V8 from the generation before that.
The W204?
Which was just a hooligan.
I loved that car.
This has just become so clinical and
complicated.
Yes.
And they obviously did everything they could to try and make it exciting. Like, they literally have recorded a version of the engine and then piped it through speakers and synthesized it. And there's speakers on the outside of the car to try and make it exciting. But all of that just sounds like the German engineers have tried to engineer fun instead of just let the car be fun by making it an exciting design.
Well, no, engineered German fun is a thing at the moment.
Yes,
Audi are doing drift mode. So it can work. But again,
can work.
Drift mode is a fun technology.
Right.
Taking away cylinders and making it a 4-cylinder is not.